Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Authentically Albertan. We are here, back in Red Deer, back in Paradise Plaza for another awesome couple sets of episodes that we've got planned for you. Our first one is here with Levi from Labyrinth Guitarworks. How are you doing?
Great, you?
Good, good. How's business? How's the weekend been?
It's good. Yeah, just started on a new build. That's pretty exciting. It's got one of my most intricate inlays yet, so I always love doing those.
Right, because you told me on your email that you had this luthier workshop that was new. You're just moving
Yeah.
stuff. How's that been?
Yeah, just in the midst of moving. It's been a little crazy, but yeah, getting back to work now. The shop's still a little chaotic, but it's workable. We're good, and yes, got a different space in Red Deer here to do keep doing the setups and stuff, keep that
Gotcha.
side of the business going. So yeah,
Nice,
it's
awesome.
been good.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
And what's the best part about this new space that you got?
Probably the price. Yeah. Headed out of Red Deer for a little bit, and it's a little cheaper to rent outside of Red Deer. So keeping
Gotcha.
keeping the setups and repairs going here, and yeah, just got a workshop somewhere else, and it's working out good so
You gotta
far.
bring out all the equipment. That must have been difficult, moving
Uh,
all the equipment for making guitar,
yeah,
dealing
I've
with different woods, metals, stuff like that.
yeah, it's I've had to move quite a few times, and it's always a chore, but always worth it, and always feels great when I get set back up again.
When I heard that you were a luthier, my first question was, do you have to know how to play guitar to become a luthier? Is that a requirement?
It's not. It definitely helps, but Leo Fender from Fender Guitars never played guitar.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow.
Yeah. Just
Isn't that just crazy?
yeah, just a unique mind that saw a need for a product and knew how to make it happen and make
How
it
to string
happen
it together.
efficiently and yeah, literally. And yeah, one of the first mass-produced solid body electric guitars was a Fender, so it's pretty crazy that wasn't
That's
a
a
guitar
fun
player that
fact. I
came up
hadn't
with
heard
that.
about that.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact for the show.
Yeah.
If you weren't a luthier, what would you be doing right now? What do you think you'd be doing?
Oh man, my other big goal growing up was I wanted to go on tour and be a band guy, just
Be a musician.
play in
Nice.
rock bands, play in metal bands, and go tour around. And I've had a little bit of a taste of that. Mostly play local shows, but yeah, always been a musician, and so
Well, I imagine with your clientele, if they come in to repair their guitar, you can also offer, hey, do you need an extra guitar to go along with that? I can be your other guitarist in the band.
it's happened. Yeah, that's one of my bands. It came from a guy I kind of knew, and he brought his acoustic over to get fixed up, and then he's like, "Well, I've been thinking about starting a new band," and yeah, a couple weeks later, we started the band. So
There you go. Nice.
yeah,
What's it called?
New Rationals.
New Rationals. And how long has it been active?
Oh man, that was during the pandemic, so going on 5 years now.
5 years.
Yeah,
Wow. But that's a lot of time to, get to know each other and really say to yourself, okay, these are people I can vibe with, I can make music with.
for sure.
So I think it's been good. I mean, half a decade now.
Yeah, it's wild how time flies like that. But yeah, it's was a totally new kind of genre for me, playing like indie rock stuff. So it was a lot of fun uh, learning about that as a guitar player and as like a guitar nerd. Like I fell in love with all the guitar gear almost more so than playing guitar itself when I was a kid. I'll say half and half, but yeah, it's been fun to like nerd out in a new world too, genre-wise, and just all the gear that goes along with it. Like this guitar was
Yeah.
one I built for. I wanted to keep this one for that band because it just really fit the bill with the kind of
Nice.
Telecaster pickup
Yeah.
setup and Telecaster kind of inspired look there.
And how long did it take you to make?
This one, probably about 50, 60 hours.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of patience too.
Yeah. This is the first Helios T prototype. So I've got my Helios model comes in 3 different form factors.
Mhm.
There's the T model that has the Telecaster bridge and Telecaster pickups,
Gotcha.
Telecaster inspired kind of fair. And then I've got the Helios Modern that has the same shape, but it's got a bit thinner neck, bit wider neck, bit more for like a modern player or a metal player.
Gotcha.
But same body shape and
that funky pink coloring.
Yeah, the hot pink, the bubblegum pink.
Yeah.
And then I've got the Helios Classic. I don't have one of those here today, but it's kind of middle of the road between the vintage and modern spec.
Gotcha.
So that's a model kind of, I think any player could rock that kind of shape. So I designed 3 different variations to go with that shape, and you can customize it as far as you want.
And you started when you joined the band. When you joined the band, you started with that model?
Yeah, I had, it was the first Helios T. I had already made Helios Classic. Oh, the timeline gets a little
So Helios
blurry,
Classic,
but,
then you joined the band. Now the band gives you an inspiration, like, hey, I can improve upon the Classic.
Exactly.
And that's where these ones come in.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And each different model is for a different kind of genre. Is that what I'm hearing?
More or less. I mean, especially these days, people are playing all sorts of music, and it's in terms of how they get their sound. Having a unique sound is almost more attractive is because music's gotten very polished and kind of predictable in ways over the years, and it seems that people will want to use a Telecaster style guitar to play metal these days, and just to have a little bit of a different sound and a little bit of different edge, you know. So traditionally, yeah, they're geared towards a certain player, like different pickups and stuff and different specs, but it's choose your own adventure, you know.
Yeah. Like you need to find which one fits the genre the best.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, and it must be super useful having you in the band because, of course, you know all the tricks, all the different modifications that can be added to the guitar to get a really, really unique sound. So if something isn't working in the studio, you can see like, okay, let's kind of twist this around or add this thing over here, add this thing over there, and get a more unique sound of it. Because you know how it's built, so you know how the sound gets made.
Yeah, exactly. I've always recorded my own music since I was a kid too, so there's that aspect of like I was saying, I nerd out about gear. It's it doesn't end at just guitars. Like it's all the amps, all the plugins for the DAW and stuff, and all the stuff in the computer. It's
all the audio recording systems.
I'm obsessed, you could say.
But it's good. I mean, look what your obsession has brought. Beautiful guitars.
Thank you.
Yeah, great looking guitars. Especially, I like this one. I like this one the most.
Thanks. Yeah, that one. A lot of people like that one because it's familiar. Like you can tell where the inspiration comes from, but it has its own unique edge. And when people pick it up, they're expecting it to play how your usual T style guitar plays, but the way I've spec'd it out is just a little different. Has my own flair, which a lot of people seem to like. Like I can. I don't know how far you want me to go down the rabbit hole of the specs.
Go ahead.
So like,
but you gotta explain to the audience what each part does, because obviously they're not gonna be all guitar players.
Yeah,
so they gotta know what's happening over here.
For sure, yeah. Just with an issue that have a lot of like T style guitars have is that it has a really tight curvature on the front of the fretboard, and so when you
bring it up and you can like showcase it.
Yeah, so like the curvature on the face of the fretboard on a usual T-style guitar is like really round.
Gotcha.
And what happens with that is when you do big bends, it'll cause it to fret out on the other frets sooner. So I made the curvature just a little flatter and the neck profile a little bit more comfortable so that it you don't have that issue of it fretting out, and you can get lower action, which means just like the strings are closer to the frets, making it easier to play. So a lot of people pick this up because they like the look, and then they feel it and they're like, whoa, like mine at home don't feel like that. So
it's not just the look, it's also the utility.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Then yeah, definitely a lot of detail, a lot of thought must go into it, because you gotta compare. Okay, we want the look, but we also want it to be good.
For sure, yeah. And half of my business being setups and repairs for quite a few years now. A big benefit of that is I've been able to have so many different types of guitars come through my shop, and different levels of guitars for that matter too. Like really cheap guitars that I got to make play good, and really expensive guitars that I got to make play good. And yeah, just learning a lot about what specs I like, and uh, design techniques that work and don't work. Whether that's for me or somebody else, it's just, I'm trying to build the best guitars that I think can exist, and try to have a diverse lineup so that it can fit any player at the same time.
When it comes to clients choosing what guitar it's suited best for them, how do you guide them? What do you tell them to look for?
I asked what style they play first off,
Yeah.
and what types of guitars they have at home already, and what they like and don't like about them, and start there, and then put a couple guitars in their hands, and just see what they vibe with, and just
Just
yeah,
jam out to the song that they
yeah,
practice most.
yeah, and because different pickups give you a lot different sound. That's the biggest determining factor of how your guitar sounds itself is the pickups.
What about a beginner?
Just like what would I recommend for a
Yeah, yeah,
beginner?
yeah.
Um, it's honestly pretty crazy, the quality of the cheaper guitars these days compared to like 20 years ago. Like they were all kind of junk, but for I'd say if you stick around like the $600 to $800 range, you can get a pretty solid guitar that'll last you and like inspire you to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to hear. Wow. Yeah, because I mean, I play acoustic. I've been self-teaching myself for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
I've only played electric once, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
at this place called the Alcove. We shoot some episodes over there,
Okay.
and they can have this area set up where you can, practice some instruments
Yeah.
for like the community and stuff like that. So between episodes, I just got bored. I'm like, okay, let's try it out.
Yeah, that's
And yeah,
awesome.
it's definitely such a different feel that inspires you to
Definitely.
play. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, we were just talking about the strings being close to the frets and stuff in the action. Like on every electric, they're a little easier to play than acoustics because of that fact in itself. And yeah,
Well,
the
I
different
started
sound and just
I started out with the line and strings on the acoustic,
okay, yeah,
and then moved up to the metal strings,
yeah,
which are definitely tougher.
yeah,
Like my fingers have not been happy.
yeah. Fair enough. Oh man, I've always wanted a nylon string guitar, and I haven't made it happen yet. I'm just too busy
You
building these that I.
you haven't made one yet?
No, no, I've always even wanted to just get a cheap nylon string acoustic because I love like jazz fusion with like flamenco
Oh
inspiration in it and stuff.
wow.
Like I just like Al Di Meola is one of my favorite
Jazz
jazz
fusion
fusion
with
guys.
flamenco.
Yeah.
I gotta hear that.
Oh man, it's
I
wild.
haven't heard
It's
it.
wild.
So when you're not in the workshop, when you're not crafting these guitars, where can we find you?
Usually a band practice or a show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So your whole life revolves around music.
Pretty much, yeah.
And what inspired you to start this journey?
Just yeah, being a kid, I was just obsessed with music, and like I said, got obsessed with guitars and the gear pretty quickly once I got into that. And before that, I was really into skateboarding and stuff, and so that kind of coincided with the whole punk scene, metal scene, and just yeah, just
It's a lifestyle.
fell in love with that and never left it, and doubled down and made a guitar business.
And what specifically about making guitars caught your attention? Because it's one thing to say, okay, well, this guitar is cool, let me try this guitar from other brand. Okay, it might be cooler,
Yeah.
or it might not. But you actually asked yourself, what makes it cooler? How can I like, what makes this guitar cooler? So what got you down that rabbit hole?
Ah man, I was probably 14 or 15, and I'd been playing guitar for 3 years about at that point, and like started to get pretty serious about it, and just spent all my time in my bedroom learning Megadeth riffs and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, then I found out just from being on the internet that there's a whole world of like boutique luthiers, and
Wow.
I just at that point in my life I'd never really considered how guitars are built or anything. I was just like, I don't know, guitars come from the Ibanez factory, you know. But
They come from the music shop.
yeah, and then yeah, found out you can build your own guitar with a router and some chisels and a drill set, and uh, then I yeah just found all these boutique luthiers and saw all the crazy things they are doing with unique designs, exotic woods, intricate inlays and stuff, and that stuff just floored me. I always was into different styles of art and stuff, but once I found that, I was just like, oh, this is it.
Like it opened up a whole new world. Like before, it's just like the usual shapes that you'd see most popularly, and then now here are people experimenting with them, and
exactly.
seeing what different types of sounds they can create with them.
Yeah, and it just blew my mind. And I wanted them so bad. I wanted all these boutique guitars so bad, and I was a young kid. I was like, I'm not going to be able to
You
afford
want to
these
stand out.
anytime soon. And I was just like, well, I don't know. You can just do this. Like I'm gonna try this. And yeah, my dad was a carpenter, and he helped me he showed me how some of the tools worked on my first build, and
There you go.
we built my first guitar. And then I was just like,
You must
I
have
was
been
in
really
it.
happy
That
with
was
that.
yeah,
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 it's like finally, we can mix carpentry and music together.
yeah, yeah. It was awesome. Yeah, I gave it to my dad actually a couple years ago as a Christmas present. He was pretty excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah, the first build.
And how'd you feel about carpentry before you found out that you could make guitars out of it?
I could care less. Yeah.
I imagine so. I imagine so. Like you gotta find that common thing that you like, and then suddenly your interests just grow.
Yeah, for sure. And like a lot of the exotic woods really floored me too. Just the fact that Mother Nature makes all these crazy colors and patterns
Yeah.
within the trees just blew my mind. Still does. Like so yeah, it was after like build 2 I started just collecting wood like crazy. And I'm still working on some of the stuff I bought when I was a teenager.
I'm sure maybe acoustics have more reliance on the wood rather
For
than the
sure.
electric guitars,
Yeah.
but it still factors in. It still factors
Yeah,
into electric. It's the type of wood that you use.
absolutely.
Which one is your favorite?
Um In terms, well, it depends if we're talking about crazy exotic woods or kind of standard woods, because
Let's go both. Let's go
all
with your
right,
standard one that you would just find it everywhere.
standard, you can't really beat a maple neck, just a rock maple neck. That's it's plentiful, it's cheap.
Hmm.
Fender's used it for years. Every band has used maple necks forever because they're the most stable, and the weight of it is it's not too heavy, but it's super dense and stable, which you got to consider the weight of the neck wood and the body wood at the same time so that the whole guitar is balanced.
Right, you can't have one side heavier than the other.
Exactly. And it's a mix of balancing that weight and designing the shape of the guitar to balance well. Yeah, it's all a balancing act, if you will.
So maple neck wood.
Yeah, and I've been
That's the
using
best. That's your favorite standard one.
that's my favorite neck wood. Yeah,
Okay.
it's you can't beat it. And then I've been using cherry for bodies a lot, which is
Wow, okay. And that's like your exotic one.
no, I'd say
That's also
it's kind
standard?
of it's not standard in the terms that like a lot of brands use it,
Mhm.
but it's a domestic wood, and
Okay.
so it's not super expensive or anything, and it's I really like it because in terms of working with it and how much it weighs, it's kind of right between some of the most classic woods of alder and ash. So it's ash can be really hard to work with because it's really dense, and it has like raised grain patterns, so
Right.
it's kind of got like a bumpy textured feel, and then alder is like can be so soft. It's like easy to dent while you're working with it. So it's the middle of the road for that is really nice to work on with cherry. And in terms of the tonality, it kind of lands right in the middle too, which is, I think, just perfect for any player.
Not too high, not too low.
Yeah.
And what about the exotic ones?
Oh man, it's so hard to decide. I love a good spalted maple top, or any kind of burl maple top, or any type of burl for that matter. Yeah, I love
What
that
about
stuff.
it? What about it makes it good? What about it makes it your favorite? Like
Oh,
your favorite, your
they just
recommendation?
look crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the patterns and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, just the
Mm.
natural figuring in the wood can just be jaw-dropping.
Yeah, like it sets you up to stand out in the band.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing about it too.
I was gonna ask you, were there any musicians in the family?
No, no, I'm just me. Couple in the extended family, but yeah.
Gotcha. So you kind of just started this.
Yeah, well, my brother picked up the guitar for a year or two after he had a couple friends that were picking it up, and they'd get together, play some power chords, play some AC/DC together, whatever. And I was like,
Play some Oasis.
yeah, probably, yeah. And I was a couple years younger, and I was just like, this looks awesome. And yeah, I kept stealing my brother's guitar. So then my auntie gave me an acoustic, and then I saved up for my own electric, and then went through way too many guitars over the next couple of years. I'd get them and fix them up and sell them, and I guess
Oh,
that's part of how this
nice.
started too.
Nice. And then you gotta just save up for better guitars.
Yeah,
You sell your
exactly.
old ones, get better,
Yeah,
better.
for sure. Or just
Yes.
keep them. I had quite the collection as a teenager.
No, I know. I used to have a coworker when I used to work renting cameras and selling them, and he used to have like a guitar collection as well. And sometimes he wouldn't even like tell his wife. He'd just sneak another guitar
Yeah,
in.
just
It's
take
like
the
where'd this purchase come from?
yeah,
Oh.
take the case that you already have and then bring that
Exactly.
home, and they won't.
That's what he would do. That's what he would do. He would just bring the case that he already had.
Yeah, classic. What's his
You
number?
just,
Sounds like he should know about me.
yeah, you just described him exactly. He told me that was his strategy.
That's awesome.
And I guess, on the crafting side of things, I mean, you had your father who was a carpenter. He
Yeah.
kind of guided you through it. How did the electronic part come in? Because I find that the most challenging.
Yeah, honestly, that was a really challenging part of it for me, because that's just, I don't know, if my brain just like didn't naturally work that way to like understand the circuits fully. Like once I got a grip on soldering well, like it was kind of off to the races. And now I can like wire up anything basic just without no diagrams or anything usually. But yeah, that was a bigger challenge for sure. Just
imagine.
mastering that, and I'm kind of a perfectionist, so like every solder joint's got to be so shiny and perfect.
And utilizing, those tiny electric pieces that go together that you gotta hook up, that you gotta wire up.
Yeah,
I
for
could
sure.
never be an electrical engineer, but I do respect them for that. They gotta deal in very, very small situations over
For
there.
sure. I've looked into making my own guitar pedals before, and
Oh.
yeah, it's like, I think I love the idea of it much more than like I would actually love soldering all those tiny things in.
The
Mostly
process
I
of
think
it.
about when it goes wrong. I think I don't know. Haven't got there yet. I don't need another rabbit hole.
When do you decide, hey, I can make other guitars like this? I can sell them.
Yeah, it was quite a few years before I decided to sell them. I had like I said, I had quite the guitar collection, so it was trying stuff out, and just like there was a few in that collection I was lucky to get that were pretty high priced guitars, and I kept a couple of those around until I was like, all right, my fretwork is just as good, the electronics look just as good, the finish looks just as good. I kind of kept some of those really,
Did you ever
the
pull
ones I
them,
coveted the most around to
did you ever
as
pull them
example.
apart and kind of take a look at what made the sound, like compare them
Oh, for
differently?
sure, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow. So they were like Legos to you. You know, you can pull them apart, put them back together.
Yeah, sorta. Yeah,
Oh, but that's neat to know. I imagine you learned a lot from that.
definitely. Yeah, yeah, and continue to like. I've been full time doing this since 2017. Yeah, November 2017. So and even before that, I was doing setups and repairs and stuff, and yeah, getting my hands on all sorts of different guitars and having to fix them definitely helps the knowledge of building my own. So
It gives you inspiration too, I imagine.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Getting to see what each guitar, what problem has run into. You're like, okay, well, you know, my guitars don't have to run into that problem.
Exactly.
There you go. So after all these years, you know, I believe on your website I read it, you started in 2008. You built your own guitar?
Oh, the timeline's a little blurry. I think that's when I started like researching. That's when
Gotcha.
I was
Okay.
still a kid and just like was like, you can do this, like, and yeah, it probably was a year or two before I started. I was in the midst of my first actual build, but yeah, had to get some tools together and had to figure out how it all worked, and yeah.
And then did you ever go to post-secondary for this?
Nope, just a lot of Google and trial and error.
A lot of YouTube tutorials, I imagine,
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
But that's exciting. That's exciting. You get to carve your own pathway and kind of take a look at what works, what doesn't work, study at your own pace,
Definitely,
and
yeah.
then make a successful business out of it.
Absolutely.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
How was that like? You know, how was starting your first business?
I mean, it's interesting. It's especially any creative business is kind of interesting to get off the ground and get everything moving and realizing how many different hats there are to wear when you're the only person in a business.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah.
But the first couple years were great. Yeah, I was always busy, and yeah, the first couple years went great, and the pandemic kind of came along, and that was a little rough, but that's years in the past now, and we're still here. So
Because I feel that with every creative endeavor, you do need some sort of foundation to kind of, you know, help you out while you're starting the hype for the business, you know, while you're getting it up there where you can do it full time.
for sure.
Was there a type of foundation that you would do while you were making guitars?
Yeah, so I worked at a screen printing shop,
Okay.
and yeah, screen printing T-shirts, and I really liked that job. It was a lot of fun. It was just not. I started getting more serious about the guitars, and I was just well, I might as well take the leap while I'm young, try this out, and you know, can always go try something else. And we're still here, still still doing the thing. So
Is there anything that you applied from that job into this job?
oh, a lot actually.
A
Yeah,
lot?
quite a bit. Mostly,
Okay.
I learned a lot about running a business for that matter. Like there was quite a few times where I would be running the whole business on my own.
So like a local thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was a really small crew there.
Gotcha.
So it was really nice because it was kind of like a little family. And when I started to get more serious about this, they let me take some extra time off to try and get this started. And then yeah, just made sense to really fully go for it. And yeah,
So that was kind of like your experience, your entry into running a business. That's kind of like
yeah.
your mentorship.
Yeah, just like all the front end stuff, I guess. Learned a lot about that, and I mean, it's also a creative business, screen printing, and just attention to detail, and yeah, those things really helped me out for sure.
How was the first year like? We always call it the trial by fire.
Yeah,
It's always the most difficult year.
it
The
was
first one.
it was honestly great. I was I kept my overhead low, and I kept things busy, kept on the social media hard, and yeah, it worked out really well for me. So
Were there any challenges that you faced in that first year that you still remember? Like we call it um we call it horror stories. It's a little section here in these episodes of Authentically Albertan. And we like to hear, you know, what guests had to go through.
yeah,
But at the same time we also like to hear what they learned and how they improved because of that.
for sure,
Give them a point, you know?
absolutely. Yeah, right around that time I went full time. I was also just getting into running a CNC machine.
What's a CNC machine?
CNC router. So it's basically it's a computer controlled router, and it'll route out all the pockets of the bodies and the outline of the body. I
Gotcha.
used to do everything by hand, but now I'm utilizing the CNC and 3D modeling in the computer. So I'll make a 3D model of my guitar design and have the machine do a lot of the grunt work, basically. And it just makes for more accurate product. I mean, a robot's a little more accurate than a human is. That's just how it is. So especially doing like intricate inlays and stuff, it really helps out. And it makes it a little more efficient. But yeah, just the accuracy of things and every cut just being exactly how it should. And
How big is that machine?
it's not too big. It's I think about 25 by 40 inches.
Okay.
Yeah,
And how heavy is it?
not too bad.
Not too bad.
No.
The way you were describing it, I imagined it as something, you know, I thought it was like the guitar printer or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of people think that about CNC machines, and it's honestly, like I said, that was the big challenge. The trial by fire, you're saying, was the timeline of just that's when I got my first CNC too. Was and it wasn't a very good machine, my first one, and I didn't know that at the time. It was new to me, and I was learning all about learning 3D modeling from scratch and learning how to run the CNC machine from scratch, put the CNC machine together.
3D modeling is no joke.
No, man. And like that, a lot of people think CNC is like, oh, but now you have a machine that just spits out guitars, and it's like, it was so much harder to learn the 3D modeling and the CNC machining aspect than it was to build my first couple guitars. Like the learning curve for that was bigger for sure.
So once you got your business set up, once you started dabbling with the machine, when did you decide to expand into repairing guitars?
That was kind of always a part of the business.
Gotcha.
Even before I named the business, I was just doing it for friends and stuff for cheap. And yeah, it's been great. Like I do really enjoy that side of things too.
Are there any common repairs that you always see brought in?
It's mostly just it's usually setups. Just especially living in Canada, like the humidity changes will make wood move and will make people's necks move, and they'll just realize one day, oh, my guitar's not playing like it should, and they'll bring it to me, and then it'll be playing like it should. And
How do you fix that if it's expanding? What, do you just shrink it somehow, or?
so like the all the necks have truss rod in them, they call it, and it just goes down the center underneath the fretboard. And my guitars have them on a spoke wheel adjuster down here, whereas usually there's like a hole in the headstock.
Yeah.
And so that's where you start, is you get the right strings on there up to tension, and then you straighten out the neck, and then make adjustments to the bridge, make adjustments to the nut if necessary. Just tighten everything up, lubricate everything, make sure the electronics are all working as they should, and yeah, just go over everything about the guitar with a fine-tooth comb, and that's mostly what a setup entails.
And what do you recommend people do to take best care of their guitar?
Well, acoustics, you want to keep it humidified for sure. It's not a bad idea to run a humidifier for electrics too. They around 35-40% is ideal for our conditions, and that'll just keep you needing a setup a little less if your guitar lives in a stable humidity environment. But yeah, man, guitars are meant to be played. Like if you want to just put it against the wall or whatever, like it's people think because I build them, I'm real careful. Like I'm careful with everybody else's guitars, but guitars are meant to be played. Like people will get a guitar from me and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't want to take it out of the house. Oh, it just stays on the wall, man." And I'm like, "No, they're meant to be played. They're tools." Like,
You gotta show it off. You
yeah,
can't just put it there in the
exactly.
wall.
It's got to inspire you to play. But it's how's it inspiring you on the wall? I guess that works for you. It works for you.
Have
But
they have they ever brought you a guitar that was just so broken? You're like, I can't do anything. I can't save its life.
it's a rare occurrence. It's usually just like more so it's not worth it. It'll usually be like something that's like the work will outvalue the value of the guitar
Okay.
to fix it. So there that happens.
What difference do strings make when you're making a guitar? The different materials. You mentioned steel and nickel, or was it around that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was mentioning the frets come in like nickel silver or stainless steel, but the strings do as well.
Okay.
So nickel silver is the standard for fret wire and for guitar strings for many years. But stainless steel, I don't know which came first, the frets or the strings, but stainless steel will have a brighter tone and it'll last longer because it's a harder alloy. So people started using stainless steel strings, and then the thing with that is because they're harder, they're
Yeah.
gonna wear out your nickel silver frets faster.
Okay.
That's where stainless steel frets come along, which is
I was gonna say.
yeah, I think it's kind of a new thing in terms of like the past 20 years, kind of started to come about, but more of my like modern kind of designs, people are usually picking stainless steel frets just because they kind of last forever, and they do make a brighter tone though. Both having them on your frets and the strings makes for a brighter bass or guitar for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. Are there any other materials besides those that have been made into strings before?
Oh, good question.
So I figure it'd
I'm
be
sure there's been some experiments.
some kind of crazy Frankenstein monster experiment with guitars.
I don't know. Has somebody made titanium strings yet?
That'd be hard.
That'd be
That'd be
crazy. That'd be
difficult.
literally
Oh,
hard.
no. Yeah, yeah. No. You know, I got a friend who's a guitar player. He's one of the best guitar players I know. And he wears a glove when he plays guitar.
Oh yeah,
And I asked him why. Why'd you wear the glove? And he told me it's because he's allergic to nickel.
really?
So the thing he loves most can actually kill him.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just finished building a bass for a guy who had a really bad nickel allergy, actually.
No way. Wow.
And yeah, it was really important to him that we found not only like use stainless steel strings and frets, but he went as far as to like contacting the makers of the fret wire and just making sure there was no nickel at all in the alloy, because I guess some stainless steel will have just like tiny amounts of nickel in it. And we used a fret wire that's called Evo Gold fret wire. It's actually discontinued now, unfortunately. But
So it was very recent.
yeah, yeah, and it was this fret wire is actually gold in color, and it has no nickel in it at all. And in terms of hardness, it lands right between nickel silver and stainless steel frets, which is ideal.
What is the craziest guitar that you've ever made, in your opinion?
Oh man.
And what
Well,
inspired it?
a lot of them are, a lot of the really crazy ones are building on clients' ideas. People that'll come to me with an already pretty crazy idea, and then we go back and forth, and it's like, well, what if we did this? What if we did that? And then it's kind of snowballs into a crazy guitar after some time. So there's been quite a few. And earlier in my career, I would really do fully custom body shapes and everything, like design it right from the ground up with the client. So some of those ended up a little bit outside of what I would do on my own per se, but definitely turned some heads.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine because it's a different process that you're trying out and everything.
Yeah.
So just to see the how it plays out in the end.
For
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
how it sounds and how it compares to other guitars, and
definitely.
see, okay, well, maybe I'll keep improving on this other type or change this up a little bit on the next prototype.
Yeah,
Because I
exactly.
read on your website, you mentioned them like prototypes, and I never thought of guitars as that way. I mean, when you wrote down prototypes, I thought, okay, so it's like he's got his Iron Man suits, trying out which one's the best one.
Pretty much, yeah. It's because it's much. I really like I said, I got obsessed with the exotic woods and
Right.
stuff kind of from the get go, and really leaned into that, and was making all my guitars had all sorts of different woods. All my first few, and then as I started doing more designs and doing these one-off designs with clients and stuff, I really was finding my voice per se as a guitar designer, and that's where like having the three different variations of the Helios came from. Is just well, I know that this shape is I really like it, and people really like it, and it's familiar enough that people can really connect to it. But I want to make it available for all sorts of different players at the same time, and the way
The
sorry,
way
brain
kind of
fart moment.
no worries, no worries. The way kind of plays, the way kind of
Yeah, just the different aspects of like the neck carves and the fretboard curvature and the pickups and stuff. It's I've really liked just trying to do that with the same shape and just like see which different avenues we can kind of take with this model, and also part of that of standardizing my model lineup a little bit is designing guitars that can kind of speak for themselves without all the crazy exotic woods and stuff. So that's where I got into doing the paint jobs and stuff as well.
when it comes to, again, being a luthier here in Alberta, is there a big community? Are there people in Alberta making guitars?
Yeah, there's a few for sure. And there's in recent years it's a lot more like and there's a lot of people that like try it out for a couple years and find out it's not for them and whatever, and but yeah, online even there's been a lot of small communities starting up of like amateur luthiers that just do it for fun or whatever, and they'll have like online competitions and stuff. It's all over YouTube, and it's really cool actually. Like it's expanding the art form is great, you know. So and yeah, there's a handful of us here in Alberta too. I always go to the Edmonton and Calgary guitar shows every year. It's
Okay,
always a great time. Yeah,
nice. Yeah, good to hear that people like having shows and showing them off and
yeah,
bringing their own custom guitars like they do with cars.
yeah, exactly. It's great. It's kind of like a bit more of like a trade show vibe, but it's
Yeah,
yeah, it's awesome. It's a room full of guitar nerds all day.
yeah.
It's the best.
And outside of guitars and basses, have you thought of moving on to a different instrument to make? I don't know, maybe another string instrument,
mm,
ukulele,
mm, mm.
banjo, maybe.
I've thought about making like a really short scale electric guitar, like almost like a long mandolin, and
Wow,
just tuning it higher than a guitar. I think that'd be pretty cool.
that'd be an interesting project.
Yeah,
Yeah, an interesting experiment to kind of
yeah.
figure out how it works.
I've had a couple drummer friends be like, "You should make drums." You know, I've thought about it, not very
how
seriously, but
how
it's crossed
difficult
my
would that
brain.
be?
Oh man, well there's different techniques of doing it. There's like stave style drums where it's like you cut each piece out of hardwood that's like a block. Like say if you have a snare drum that's supposed to be this wide,
Hmm.
and like you cut blocks that are like that tall and about that wide, and the sides of them are all tapered, and you cut a bunch of those so that it makes a perfect circle. And I think doing that would labor intensive for sure, but you could do that with pretty minimal tools, I think. Whereas like traditional drums are big sheets of veneer put together, and then like have drum wrap around them. I don't really know how you do that outside of having a factory situation.
Yeah,
But
but at the same time, I don't think it would be as complex as a guitar. The drums? Maybe in the fact that they're bigger.
well, I guess it'd probably be harder to make a whole drum set. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's
yeah.
hard to imagine.
But I don't know. I was just curious if the next project was gonna be, after basses, maybe the ukulele or the banjo
I don't know. I got other rabbit holes within this world
or
to go
acoustic.
down
You still
still
gotta go down the
too.
acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I got to make myself at least one or two acoustics
Yeah, it'd be
eventually.
fun, and you get to play one with your nylon strings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah. Yeah, one other thing I've been thinking about doing is trying out making my own guitar pickups.
Okay.
Yeah. And I got all the parts to make it happen, but haven't put the machine together yet.
Haven't put it together yet. Yeah.
Too many rabbit holes.
Exactly, exactly. Too many avenues to go down. But the pickups one, I feel like that's the closest one that you've got to figuring it out.
Yeah, and I think it'd be really cool to for that to be the last element, of built this guitar from scratch, but ordered the pickups and the hardware. I have no plans to start making tuners or anything, but
Yeah.
I think that making your own pickups would be really cool to just say, well, these are Labyrinth pickups that were designed for this guitar, and just yeah, fully.
What about Labyrinth pedals? Is that still on the table? Making them?
I don't know. We'll see. If I find somebody who wants to oversee that division of things eventually, that could be cool. But
And on the band side of things, how is that coming along? What have you guys been up to?
good. I'm in a few these days, so it keeps me busy. Yeah, just getting back to playing lots of shows. It's feeling good after the winter time. So yeah.
Does it really stop during the winter time? Because I'd imagine it would grow more since people want to be inside watching shows.
I guess overall it doesn't. It's just it usually goes that's time to write and record for my bands, because
Gotcha.
I prefer to just hibernate in winter time. So like you said, I want to be inside. I don't want to be going around to different cities,
Do you compose? I mean, we talked about composition a little bit. Do you compose and write your own music?
Yeah, you bet.
Awesome. How's that been like?
Awesome. Yeah, it's like I said, that's where you can catch me when I'm not in the workshop, is either band practice or in the home studio writing something new. That's yeah.
Have you ever wrote a song about making guitars?
I'm not much of a lyric guy.
Oh, okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
So it's more about the music behind it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess when I was writing lyrics, it not directly, but just in terms of I don't know, talking about feelings and stuff, and just goals and
Yeah,
it's come through in the
Laying
lyrics
it out
in
there,
ways, not specifically but yeah, the challenges of running your own business and doing something creative. Just some of that perspective has, I would say, leaked into the lyric writing in the past.
I guess the better question would be, have you ever composed a song with a specific guitar in mind? Specific
Ooh.
sound?
Not on purpose, but I've definitely finished songs and been like, this needs to be played with this kind of pickups for sure.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Which ones have been it?
The T style pickups.
Okay.
For when I started playing with the indie rock band, I was just like, I wasn't planning on keeping this guitar. I just brought it to jam once, and I was like, oh, this is it. That's the sound.
There you go.
So
that's what each song that you compose is made to be played on.
yeah, and sometimes I'll have guitars in stock that if I'm recording a record, I'll sneak a in stock guitar onto a song or something if I feel it's necessary. Like I had another Helios T in stock that made it on a couple of songs on our record, because it was just had a bit more drivey, like brightness and kind of more spank to it. So I was like, the more rockin' songs need that guitar.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, but that's cool. That's cool that you can think of, you compose music and you know so much about guitars. You're like, okay, well, for this one, it's all right, but it could be better. And then you bring in, you know, a
Yeah.
custom guitar for it. So that's a great aspect to have.
It's a blessing and a curse. I kind of drive my bandmates nuts sometimes.
Oh, what do you tell them?
It sounds good, doesn't it?
And I imagine there's a lot of trial and error then, you know, with each guitar. You're like, okay, but this one sounds good, but we can do better.
Yeah,
Let's bring another one in.
I'll spend a lot of time doing that, and like everybody else in the band thought it sounded great 4 hours ago, you know? Like,
So have you guys gone on tour? Have you guys recorded an album?
that band has an EP out. We're working on a full-length record right now.
Nice.
Haven't done a full tour yet. We've done a couple weekend rips out to Saskatchewan and stuff. It's always
Across
a
the
good time.
border, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, hoping to do more of that once we get some more tunes out there, though.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. And then again, maybe you can meet some people who are also into making guitars. And
For
get some
sure.
inspiration from them. you
Or
know?
like, yeah, that's one great thing about playing in bands too, is just meeting all sorts of different musicians with all sorts of different perspectives that want to nerd out about gear at the show too, you know?
Or different musicians who also need their instruments repaired. So
Exactly.
like, okay, I got you. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
You gotta bring a mobile kit with you. A mobile fixed guitar kit.
No, my whole life is guitars. I need to go out and do social things sometimes.
And that way on tour you can be like, okay, you need a guitar fix? I got you. Just come
Oh,
in.
on tour, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And then you just open up the trunk of your car and there it is, like your little workshop built
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, it's happened before.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go. There's a precedent. I just gotta follow it.
Yeah.
So, you know, we talk a lot about success in this show and what different perspectives of success means to different people. To someone like yourself who has dedicated so much time to making guitars, what does success mean to you?
Honestly, when I started, like I said, I was just like, well, I'm young. I've got this opportunity to try this, and I was just like, if I can do this and live life by my own terms and make enough to live, I'm happy, and I've been doing that. So it's, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say that's success. I mean, now that I've been doing it for quite a few years, I've got other ideas of success, but and goals, but yeah, no, I get to do what I love to do and make enough doing it. So that's great. That's success to me.
Yeah, there you go. Doing what you're passionate about, something that you decided to go down the rabbit hole when you were very young and you're still keeping up with it. What, 15 years later? 16?
Oh man, I guess
17?
it is. Yeah, it's about 15 years since
15
my
years.
first build, at least. Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So that's dedication to it. So I think that's success for sure.
Yeah.
And for the future of Labyrinth Works, what do you guys have in mind?
Just pushing the envelope. Just trying to do more intricate inlays. I've mentioned that a couple times. I really like making each piece uniquely its own. So I'd like to get more guitars like that and more like really custom things going, and just expand my skill set with that. And also just, yeah, like I said, I've got a couple new models I've been working on for quite a few years that I just haven't gotten around to fleshing out yet. So looking forward to those.
Just spend more time in the lab figuring things out.
Basically, yeah, it's just little mad scientist down there, I guess.
Exactly. That's what I've been thinking of when I hear just everything that you do to make these guitars work and everything you put together. Just mad scientist vibes.
Right on. I'm all right with that.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us today
thank you.
on this show. You know, coming, showing us all these beautiful, beautiful guitars, very imaginative, very creative, and on top of it, very very personal. Each one feels very, very personal with everything you've told me and the description of the background, the little small details, the background behind those. So thanks again. Thanks again for being a
Yeah,
part of the
thanks for
show.
having me. It was great.
All right. And thank you guys for watching another episode of Authentic Albertan. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay authentic.